too.
Okay.
Which is going to be Thoraxe versus Geoff.
Well, I'm glad to hear about this. Glad to learn about these attributes of these players. I think it's a really good objective way to look at people's abilities and how they approach certain matchups, especially.
Absolutely. So with a character like Marth, just as the archetype goes, whenever you are trying to commit to something heavily, like a forward smash, you're choosing something that's a high risk, high reward, right? Because even if you manage to hit off of this singular large sweeping attack, you still have a fair amount of recovery. And when you have a character like Fox, which the majority of the time you are playing a Fox, playing against a Fox, is he has this amazing punish game that he can do in the blink of an eye, right?
Yep.
So naturally, Marth players are generally a lot more solid than they are read.
Yeah, true. I mean, there aren't a lot of times where a read comes into play with Marth, and unless you're like trying to read a tech roll and then get the grab, or trying to basically read when you're chasing them. When you're on the chase, I feel like the reads are more prominent there. But I agree with you. I think especially off stage, you're just going for the things that work.
There are times that you do see guys like Arc who have this amazing ability to do things like pivot forward smash, where generally when it comes to the combo DI against Marth, they're thinking, oh god, he's going to throw me, or he's going to fair me, or he's going to do all these other things. I'm going to DI out. I need to DI out,
right,
away from this person, because if I don't, I'm going to get dared into oblivion. But when you're constantly thinking, I need to DI out, and you've been conditioned to do so, when a guy like Art pivot forward smashes you, and you help contribute to the DI and send yourself into the blast zone, into the early percentages,
it feels like you're playing into their hands.
Absolutely.
Well, so far it's pretty even here between Geoff and Thoraxe. Let's see. Let's see how Geoff compares to Gabe's Marth. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, there it is. There's the forward smash.
Interesting mix-up there. Thor definitely read the recovery right away.
Marth killer.
Too early, I think, on Geoff's part.
So the beauty of the tech is that if you catch them at the right angle, at the right heights, those dudes are sent packing. Is that going to be enough to take them off the top?
Nope, not quite. And I haven't seen an up air off the top yet, I don't think, on Battlefield.
Drop down, beat neutral B, finishing them off.
Okay. Another up air? Another one? Nope. Gets it out with the fair.
Down. Oh, interesting fourth throw. See, it's kind of interesting because for me, when I play this character, I try to be very efficient. So generally speaking, I'm just always throwing somebody off the side of the stage, or if I'm throwing someone upwards, I'm hoping that there's going to be a ledge there. See if I can try to get them into those tipper scenarios, tipper up tilts, forward smashes.
That'll be the most efficient way to get your punish, get your punish worth, I guess, get the percentage that you want. So fastest way to rack it up.
You saw Thoraxe going early for the Marth killer in that scenario, but then you saw Geoff just jumping straight back on. Waits for it, drop down.
Nice.
Reverse
nair. Second part of that nair. Very, very strong. I got it again on the front this time. Nope. Yeah, Thor's been really consistent with getting the ledges from the up B. He has rarely missed them.
So, drifts back with the forward air. And he's going to try to use up tilt in this. Oh, he could have used up tilt in that scenario if he was hoping that he dropped down on top of him, tip him off the top.
Right.
Good finish.
Okay, now is definitely the time to get a real quick kill from Geoff. That'd be the best thing for him to do right now.
Thoraxe sitting in the Marth-rightus percentage, that time between 60 to 160, where it really is going to take that hard read, that forward smash, or something among that type, and finish off a stock of authority. But
this might be it right here if he gets his edge guard.
He makes it. He uses up B early.
Which is what he did last time. It didn't work, but this time it worked out for him.
He tried to catch it with that down tilt early as soon as Thoraxe showed up to the ledge. Not getting him. Wow, good job maneuvering. Knew the drop down nair was going to come. Holds the edge at a 118.
Maybe get a couple grabs here or something. Something to rack up some damage for Geoff here.
Geoff looking for grab.
Following up with a nair. That was really risky.
That's it.
That's going to be a game one.
Geoff managed to get the grab. However, the punishment that came afterwards kind of came up a little bit short. But he's the thing with Geoff, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing. He understands his character inside and out. He's definitely is a loyalist towards it. So
and solid.
Yeah, absolutely.
More so than anything.
He has the knowledge of the character. So,
ooh, that could have been real bad for Thoraxe there if he was a little too close to Marth. Off stage. Nice fairs, chopping him up. Read the grab.
Okay, so he's doing a good job of threatening all these zones around him. Oh, I would have liked to see reverse nair there. It could have been a great option, but
it's going to be stopped.
Hangs the ledge and takes it there.
Simple as that.
Okay.
Nothing fancy.
Ooh, okay. Up airs.
He really wants those up airs. I'm sure he wants to get like at least 3 or 4 if he can.
Okay. Oh, he tries rolling again, trying to set up for another grab, but excellent job DIing out and away from that jab. Good dunk.
Good dunk. Always good to see that on stream.
All right, 56%. Let's see what Thoraxe has in mind.
He goes right back on the stage. He does not spend much. He doesn't spend much time on the ledge, like Gabe was in a lot of matches. Definitely tries to get back on stage as quick as possible. Nice grab ledge right there.
Back air is going to punish him for it. I don't know if that counter was intentional. Whoa, he does nair as he was trying to get back onto the stage. That was really interesting.
I love when people do that.
I think the idea was that he thought that he was going to try to Marth killer. Right. He saw him do it at that same height previously. He thought that if he hits him in shield, he would pull him down to the ledge, and then he'd be able to jump back onto the stage.
Ooh, I can see what he was going for. He wanted to just fade away like that. And no, actually, Marth's up B kind of reminds me of Luigi's a little bit in that you go straight up, but then horizontal DI is just non-existent. And you have to really know how to space that properly if you want to go for that kind of read where you're up being early and just moving out.
Excellent dash attack to reverse
nice
there. It's a dunk.
There it is.
Let's go.
Nice. Let's see if we can bring it back.
That was fantastic. That's the stuff that I know Geoff for.
Yeah, for the dares off stage, or the follow-ups, aerials
it's
to a dare
the
off
way
stage.
that he got him into that position. Off those conversions are what I think of when I think of Geoff. He makes he does a great job of stringing everything together. That's a beautiful cacophony of tools.
Freeform jazz.
That's what really Smash is, man. When you look at traditional fighters,
not the same, not even close.
It's
like
classical versus jazz, man.
Oh, there's a way that it's been done for a very long time with other fighting games, and then Melee comes in and says, you know what, we're going to do everything differently.
Change the game, yeah, man.
Yeah, even if it was unintentional. Good up air, nice up airs, keep him in the air. Ooh, interesting option there with the up B. Oh, he thought he was going to come right for him.
Excellent back air, Thoraxe.
That was great movement leading up to the bear from Thoraxe there.
You're noticing Thoraxe isn't committing though. Oh my gosh, he just did it. He just wave dash back onto the stage and immediately went to the forward smash, finished him off.
Would that be considered like more of a read option?
He definitely had his idea. He said, you know what, I think Thoraxe is going to just chill out here. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to try to forward smash, see if I can make some do with something. But comes up a little bit short, man, but not for lack of trying. This man showed up today. It was really fun watching this man work.
That was
but Thoraxe reigning supreme.
Yep, as per usual. But we'll see how he fares for the rest of the bracket because he has been not as...
He had some problems early on.
Not as consistent as usual, but definitely very strong, which is not surprising by any means.